are listening to the No Invite Podcast.
Season 3.
The progression.
Follow us on Instagram at no_invite_podcast or look us up on YouTube at No Invite Podcast.
The best kept secret.
And you know what it is? In case you didn't know, it's the motherfucking No Invite Podcast, and we're back. Season 3. The progression. No, real talk. Episode 106. We're in the building. We got Hot Mama. What's going on?
Hey, you know, it's always going down when I'm here. No,
It's always going down. I like the Nick Cage shirt. I feel that. You know what I'm saying?
How are you feeling? Do you want to choose one?
Right now I'm feeling carefree, Nick. Right now, that's how I'm feeling right now.
That was my favorite.
It's funny how they could just draw expressions. And it accurately kind of, you know, it actually depicts what the mood is. Like, there was one, I seen one that was Mike Myers, and it was the same kind of shirt, but it had happy, mad, confused, relaxed.
I like the focused one. Yeah. How was the Michael? Was it? He's all the same face though.
Exactly. That's what it was. That's what made it so fucking funny. It was all the same face, and it was just like happy, confused, sad, hungry. It was fucking. It was
all the same. Yeah. So my shirt, just so everybody, you know, since there's not a video here yet, my shirt has all these different faces of Nicolas Cage from different movie lines, and Blaze chose the one from Con Air.
Con Air, yeah.
I like it.
Naturally, right?
You know, that's one of my favorite movies too, so that's like pretty cool. Actually, that was one of my favorite faces on here just because of that. I haven't watched very many Nicolas Cage movies though, so I don't know all of these faces. But I'm feeling the focused one today. Fucking on my shit. All of my rings are almost closed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I just need 2 more hours and my stand one will be closed. Killing it on a Sunday.
You killing it on a Sunday? Seriously?
No, I'm killing it every day, honestly, but especially today.
Oh, you did pretty good in the challenge. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck you.
Yeah. For all y'all that don't know, I've been competing with Hot Mama and a couple other people now that you showed me and shit. Yeah. I've been competing with some other people for on the rings Watch. on the Apple Watch app. And,
Apple Fitness or whatever.
I ain't gonna lie, I took it kind of personal last time you scraped me, you know what I mean? And it wasn't like, I was like, man, fuck this shit. It wasn't like, oh, yo, she's a girl and she scraped me, but it kind of was. Because I was just like, damn, bro. I'm like, but I wasn't on my shit neither, though. I took a couple of days off.
No, I needed that little confidence boost right there. I was
welcome.
Like, damn.
You're welcome. That's why I had to come back the next time and crush you after that.
Yeah, no, you definitely did. I was like, on the last day, I was like, damn, even if I max out today, you're still going to fucking beat me. Like, so I legit just took it easy on the last day. I was like, fuck you.
Yeah. I worked hard as fuck all that week just to do that. And then the next day I took a day off.
Yeah, well, I mean, as you should, though. You know, you should really balance it all out. If you're going so hard, you need to be kind to your body at the same time.
Honestly, I'm so fucking old now that if I don't have like, if my, when my running shoes break down, I feel it. You know how you, for anybody that runs, I'm sure you know this. You have a pair of shoes, and then when you break them in, they're good, and then when they break down, it's over, and I feel it. So my left shoe on my running shoe broke down before my right. So my right, it feels great. My left shoe feels that like aching in the calf and in the shin area where it's like, so that day I was really feeling it. I was like, fuck, I won the challenge. I did good all week. I was like, I'm gonna take this motherfucking day off.
I'm gonna need to run that back though, because
it's all good.
I'm like, I got my feelings hurt this time. I'm like, I want to win. I fucking hate losing. I'm hella competitive, just so you know.
Me too. But see, that's why I think it's cool, because it's pushing us. Mm-hmm. Like on those days when we be like, nah, you know what? I'm just gonna chill today. But you're like, hell nah, because I think one day out of the whole day challenge, I didn't chill, but I didn't have my watch with me for the majority of the day. So a lot of your points come. Yeah, a lot of your points come from just your day-to-day walking around, getting to it, going here, going there, running your errands. You got the babies and whatnot. So I was like, yo, if I keep doing this, I'm definitely not gonna win, because you do all that plus your workouts, and it's basically the same thing for me. Mine comes with me to work, all my steps and everything else. So I took it real personal. I was like, yo, I can't believe this shit.
Hey, I beat you 2 times though, just for the record. Yeah, I beat you 2 times. Better fucking check the record, okay?
Yeah.
It will
I
tell
don't
you right
recall
now.
that. I don't recall that at all, actually.
It's good though. We don't have to bring up old shit, you know. We'll just move forward and
No,
just
'cause
do
then that
better, you know.
No, because then that means we're not gonna talk about my win, and you know what? Fuck that shit. Like, hold on a second. Like, we gonna talk about that just like we talk about everything else. But no, I mean, you got me, and I'm one of them people that don't function really well in heat. I mean, I could do it, and but I'm miserable when I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Like when I used to have to, well, not when I used to have to, but when I used to be on my workout religiously every day, hot, rain, sleet, snow, whatever the fuck it was, I was getting it regardless. I was really tuned in, but I'd be more miserable on those days, and I could see my performance wasn't as good, which I don't know. I guess it's just because I run hot anyways. You know, I'm one of the people that I'm always warm, and you know, people will be cold. They'll go like this to me, like, "Damn, you're hella warm." I'm like that's how I am naturally. So I think that's probably why I don't function so well when it comes to the heat.
That's how it was during the summertime. I was like, if I wouldn't get my workout in the morning time, like before it got hella hot, then I wouldn't even damn near do it sometimes, just because I didn't want to fuck around with the heat, like, because I'm about to work myself up even more too, you know. So it was like,
Yeah, fuck that shit.
But now that it's like kind of getting a little bit cooler out, you know, I could do it anytime, and
That's what's cool too. Me also, like, now that it's getting a little cooler, I could go earlier or I could go midday still and not be fucking just drained from the heat. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's this is the time. I guess it is what they say. It's like, this is the time motherfuckers should be trying to get a summer body right now, because when summer comes, I'm trying to kick back. I'm not trying to work out like that, y'all.
hey, there's so much even before summer too, like there's Halloween outfits that you could be fitting into so sexy. Like, should have seen me. I mean, not that you should have seen me last night, but I was fucking rocking it last night. I was so proud of myself.
I seen you did a party. You guys did a party or something like that.
Yeah, we did. My mom, she did a Day of the Dead party, and so it was really nice. But she like made it like mandatory that everybody had to dress up one way or another, like whether you just did face paint or wore a shirt or something. But
you had to participate.
Yeah, you had to or otherwise you can't come in, right? And so I participated, and I was feeling myself. I was like, okay, like I feel like all these hikes that I've been going on, and you know, kicking your ass in these competitions, like sometimes
throwing shots. Go ahead.
You know, I'm a hater, so that's how I operate a little bit.
She moves on anger and hate, y'all. Violence is the choice every morning.
Every morning. So yeah, I was like but so not only is there, you know, like those summer seasons, but there's like a holiday dress that some Christmas party that I'm about to go to. I don't even know whose Christmas party I'm gonna go to, but if you guys, you know, want to have a +1 to a Christmas party, just hit me up. You know, maybe I'm free.
You know, Esther trying to pull through. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying, I'm all about that food.
That's another thing though. See, that's why you do got to be in shape though coming into this kind of season, because it's like, fuck, you got, okay, Halloween is candy.
Oh, I'm fucking up.
Thanksgiving is turkey and potatoes and all that shit, and I feel like December is the same thing, but it's also desserts. Like, it's more emphasis. I feel like cookies and pies and different kinds of shits. And a little bit of stress spending all that goddamn money, but you know, but that's nothing though.
Yeah, I've been trying to stray away from buying presents for people because now that I have a kid, I get so stressed out with all these goddamn toys that she has, like, and so I don't want to stress other families out by giving them toys and bullshit. So I'm all about providing like moments or something, you know what I mean? Like I'm probably gonna take my mom to the
Tell me fuck them
Nutcracker.
kids without telling me fuck them kids.
No, fuck them kids all day, bro. I'll say it loud and clear. Like, somebody else is gonna get them that toy. I promise you. They're not gonna be sad on Christmas because they're gonna get a toy from somebody, but it's not gonna be me. I promise you. None of my nieces or nephews, like none of my children. I don't like to do that bullshit. And even to the grown-ups and stuff, like how women a lot of times will get like body sprays and lotions. We don't use that shit. Like, they smell like shit. We don't like. And so I'm just saying that, like, I don't do that for my family. Like, and just waste my money on that. Like, I don't know.
Esther's just gonna send you a lot of love and positive
Hey,
energy.
I told you last podcast, I'm frugal as fuck. I hate spending
She's
money.
Miss Frugal.
Yeah.
She's Miss Frugal.
No, I don't know. I mean, I'll do like a present, like a nice one sometimes, whatever, something, but not no bullshit because I have to, because I feel obligated to give. Like,
Exactly.
I don't ever feel obligated.
Exactly. Sometimes it's better to take than to receive. Nah, I get what you're saying because I feel like Christmas a lot of times, like especially now more than ever, it's more about that than it is what it's supposed to be about your family, about bonding and whatever. And I'm not saying like I get what I can. That's how I said I tell myself all the time, I don't stress myself out on Christmas. If I got it, then we're gonna take it. We're gonna get everybody, whoever we can. If I ain't got it, then I'm not gonna have a conscience about it because I'm not gonna go broke or be fucked up in debt because I can get everybody everything I wanted. As long as I take care of who's in my house, then everything else is what it is. Like I like getting people stuff, but I'm big on if I ain't got it, I ain't got it. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna spend what's supposed to be a good time of the year, a happy time of the year, stressed out over shit. You know what I mean? And I know how it is because when we didn't have it, it was stressful. You know what I mean? It wasn't so much that when we didn't have it for ourselves, it was stressful. You know what I mean? Like we came from that. We came from that environment where we didn't always have it, and we didn't have stuff for ourselves. But we tried.
I think the part that was stressful for me was like going to school and hearing everything that everybody got, and then I was just like, well, I had a really good time with my family. Yeah. Not only seeing all the nice shit, but everybody noticing that you don't have nothing new. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. That was the worst, yo. Like to me, that's some of the things, the reasons why. I mean, I don't know. We don't have Brit here. I wish we did. I hit her up. Hopefully she's good, but that's the reason why, like, I feel like some of the shit that I do now is based on that because, like, I like shoes. I like shoes, but because when I was little, we literally wear our shoes until we had holes in them. You know what I mean? Our toes were sticking out the front, before we'd get a new pair. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, they had to bust all the way down. You know what I mean?
Really need them shoes.
Yeah, you had to really need them shoes. They didn't fit you no more, or you know what I mean? Or you just wore them to the dirt. So, that's one of the reasons why I like shoes so much. One of the reasons why I emphasize that. And to me, I'm like this. Like Christmas stuff, when I get people stuff, I want to get them stuff that they're gonna use. So when they're babies, of course they're gonna want toys. No matter what, you can get them close, they're gonna want toys. It's not gonna mean nothing. But when they get to a certain age, my little nephews or even my son's little friends are on the way. When Christmas used to come around or birthday used to come around, I'd buy them a pair of Jordans. And since they're little, they're not really expensive for them. You know what I mean? They're
always expensive. Are you kidding? I mean, but that's my frugal ass talking. I'm sorry. Carry on.
Well, yeah, they are expensive because they're tennis shoes, but it's like I know what that means. I didn't always get them stuff. Yeah, I didn't always get them stuff. But I know what it means, and I know how it feels to be hella happy to go to school. I had a fresh new T-shirt or a brand new pair of shoes. He just did
a little dance, little shoulders back and forth when he said that. That was cute. That was good.
My little shimmy, you feel me?
Yeah, because that was what the happiness was, though. You know what I mean? Because just even like one pair of shoes can bring so much fucking happiness to somebody. Like,
well, when you deal with that constantly, like you said, you didn't have it, and you always want. And you see other people, they have, normal families, like they have, they get birthday stuff and Christmas stuff and fly shit and they going on vacations and all kinds of crazy shit. You people notice when you don't, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And your real folks don't really make it an issue. And so, but still at the same time, that feeling. So you also know the feelings like, yo, somebody blessed me, somebody came and they took me shopping, like my you know what I mean? I had people when I was young. We were tore up, but I still had people that looked out for me. You know what I mean? And I knew how much that meant, to me. So to me, like when the kids were younger and stuff, and my son was younger, he wasn't into Jordans. His friends were though. So I'd get my son, he was more into gaming and tech stuff like that. And his friends, when they would be their birthday, I'd be like, if you guys ain't in trouble, you guys are doing good, I'll get you a pair of Jordans for your birthday. And they'd be fucking hyped. You feel me?
Yeah.
And to me, that made me feel good, though, because I know, like I said, I know that feeling, because they didn't have it like that. They weren't getting Jordans on the regular. Tell a kid to get all the Jordans and shit, tell him you're going to buy him a pair of Jordans, he's going to look at you like, so?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, and?
So Halloween coming up. Actually, Halloween's tomorrow.
Oh, it is, huh?
It is Monday.
Oh, my God.
So this is going to drop tomorrow, and so is...
Oh, my God. Okay, I'm sorry, carry on.
So we're dropping 2 podcasts tomorrow. We're dropping the 30-minute thing.
Ooh, look at you, get down.
The 30-minute
okay.
interview I did with Marley 420, and this is dropping because what we're going to do today, the last segment is going to be about Halloween shit, which we normally do, like paranormal shit, experiences that we might have had, dreams that we might have had. What do you think those things are? We're gonna have a nice little breakdown and topic, for that. But we definitely want to keep that tradition going. I feel like I used to do it all the time.
Yeah.
Every season we do the paranormal stories and things that we've experienced and gone through. And I think we should keep that rocking. I remember that shit too when we turned on the things. Not like I planned. I was like, you know what? This is what we normally do around this time. So, with that being said, yeah, you know what I mean? No Invite Podcast. That's the intro. We're gonna be back in a minute. Bang, and we're back. 106. You know what I mean? Episode. The Halloween paranormal edition, I guess you could call it. We do this every season. I think we did it last year. I'm not sure. I think I talked about I think we did, if I'm not mistaken. But the very first, the relaunch season, we talked about it and we kind of introduced that because, I don't know. I used to like this time of the year. Then I fell out of love with it for a while, and then I'm kind of coming around still, even though it's hard because the shit that the reasons why I don't like this season is still there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
But it's I don't know. It's just a weird. I mean, I don't think that you could have Halloween on any time of the year other than this time of the year. It starts getting darker faster. It starts to start getting those first hints of it getting cold. The outside looks different. The fall, the leaves, everything's dark, and you just get that vibe. You know what I mean? So I don't think you could have it any other time. And I'm with all that shit. I used to be with the scary movies and the pranks. Where we back in the days we used to go toilet paper people's houses and shit,
egging cars,
throw eggs
and
at
people.
cars. Yeah,
I took my nephew one year. I was supposed to take
snatching.
him trick or treating, and I ended up just buying him candy. And oh no, I'm a bad auntie.
Yeah. I went and took him. You know what I'm saying, and went out and fucking did a little vandalism. You know what I'm saying?
We did.
Nah, I mean, you didn't put him in no harm's way, so I mean, it can't be
No way.
bad.
We kept it moving.
Yeah. That's how you're supposed to be. You know what our thing used to be when we were young? It's 2 things in both of these. One is more out of pocket than the other. When we were kids, we used to be into bag snatching. So we'd walk around and trick or treat too, but at the end of the night, or you see somebody with a big ass bag of candy, just run up on them and snatch their shit. You know what I mean? This is when I was young. So I think that the statute of limitations has been up, you know what I'm saying? So I could talk about this shit.
Have you passed out enough candy to, you know what I mean?
To even it out?
Those?
Nah, hell no. I've taken way more than I've ever fucking given.
Yikes.
I've scorched the earth. But no, so we used to do that, and we used to do pumpkin smashing. So if you had pumpkins out there carved or just regular on your front porch and shit, we'd snatch them off your porch and just throw them in the middle of the street and shit.
I like that.
What I mean? That was kind of our thing, and we'd know who was busy in what neighborhood because we'd ride through on bikes later on in the day, and if you see hella pumpkins all in the street and shit, motherfuckers was doing their shit. I feel bad for these kids now because everybody got a ring and a fucking camera and all this other shit.
You're right.
You're like, you can't do none of that. Like, to me, honest to God, if somebody did that to my house at the end of the night, you smashed my pumpkins, I don't give a fuck. I would actually fucking be proud. Like, there's some little kids out here that really holding it down,
I'm gonna keep that in mind. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Whatever. I got a camera too, though, motherfucker. That just cause I be proud don't mean I don't know who the fuck you are. I see you around my shit again, you gonna get your ass hit. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference.
That's hecka funny. Yeah, I probably would be pretty proud as well. I would replay it on my Ring camera or whatever, you know what I mean, over and over, be like, this
I'd make
little
a compilation.
motherfucker.
Yeah, I'd make like a DJ compilation, like a mashup of everybody vandalizing shit. Nah, but so we used to do that. That used to be our thing, and you know, as you get older, some things, you know, become from simple fun and
grow
games.
out of them,
No,
huh?
they become felonies and shit. You know, like snatching somebody's bag out their hand and shit. You know what I mean? So as you get older, you move away
Oh, but
from
you
that
don't
type
grow
of shit.
out of them because you still want to do them, or like snatch some little kids' candy.
I
bag.
grow out of them because I have enough sense to know not to do that no more.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean that I don't. At the same time, it's like that's little kid shit. It's like I don't see I'm grown now. I ain't gonna snatch no little kid's fucking
You
bag.
go buy your favorite candy.
Yeah, exactly. Like I go buy a couple bags, give some out, and still have plenty. You know what I mean? But when you were young, I mean, that's what it. That's
No,
what
that's
it
what it
was
was,
man.
for sure.
It was right. Halloween was all about devious shit. You know what I mean? Going out
for
and fucking
sure.
being delinquents.
I mean, I think my youth was just about being deviant altogether. Like, it wasn't just Halloween. Let's keep it real.
Yeah, you call it deviant. We call it everyday life. I didn't know I was that until I got older and started looking back. I was like, damn, I was a little scumbag.
Yeah. Fucking shit, man.
But I mean, it's real though. I mean, part of that, I think that's another thing that this generation is missing. At the same time, they ain't got that fucking those miles, you know what I mean, on their soul. Like, you know, they're in the house all the time. And I'm not saying that they're not interacting. They're interacting with people and they're folks. Because my son will be in his room and he'll be on a group chat with like 8 of his fucking friends or 5 of his friends and shit. And they're gaming, so they're playing together. So it's hard to tell them, hey, you're not interacting. But at the same time, it's different when you're out there in the world.
Yeah.
So many variables, so many things that you have to learn just in everyday stuff. Like, imagine all the stuff that you learned when you were out and about with your friends, were like common sense shit that you probably wouldn't have been in a position if you stayed home all the time. And then you would, what would happen? You'd
Like learning how to use the bus, for example.
learn how to use the bus.
How many of these kids know how to like use the bus or, you know, get across town using public transportation? Probably not very many of them. And like, bless them that they don't even have to be subjected to that, you know what I mean? But at the same time, like, I'm pretty proud that like I was at one time able to know how to navigate these streets, you know what I mean, on my own without having an adult like
You could read an analog clock and you could fucking hop on the bus and make it and come back safe. You would leave the house with absolutely no way for anyone to get a hold of you. You know what I mean? That's wild. Now if you think about it, it sounds crazy just saying it, but it's real facts.
That was for sure.
So yeah, they but a lot of things, not only that, but just life skills, like, you know your surroundings, you know who don't be flashing all your money. Like, you know, I had to give an example to somebody. I'm like, yo, you're gonna go to the city or you're gonna go out for your first time, you and your friends by yourself. I was like, don't keep all your money in one pocket. Don't keep it all in your wallet. You know what I mean? Separate it so that you don't have to pull all your money out and show everybody what you got when you're out moving around. And I know it sounds dumb, but people are vultures. You dig what I'm saying? So while we know that better, you know what I'm saying? They don't exactly know that, because that's something that you would either have to be told by somebody who's experienced it or have had it experienced it yourself.
Yeah.
And us being out there, we've seen people get like fucking their pockets ran through or whatever
even
the
being
case.
like, damn, look at that fool, he got a pocket full or something, you know what I mean? Like, you notice things like that, like, and it makes you aware for how you move, like.
Of course, and you can't really get that at home. I could tell him, but then it's like when he's out and he's out and he's in a public place in the city and it's crowded as fuck. It's not like out here where you got plenty of space. You know, you go, the more you travel into certain areas, you know, the more dense it is. There's more people, like you said, even us just hopping on the bus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's different. Now you're like, okay, now I really got to pay attention to my surroundings and stuff like that.
I hate people sometimes.
I mean,
I love trees.
me too. Pass that shit.
Should I roll another?
If you want to, I mean, we got time.
Yeah, plenty. But I mean, sometimes staying inside is nice because you got all them, you know, spooky movies and blankets and everything to keep you cozy and safe.
Sure.
So I mean, like, inside isn't too bad. It has its perks. It's like a balancing act, right? Life is always a balancing act.
It all needs balance, and that's all it is. It's like, you know, you got to give your kids both, man. You got to give them both. And for us, we
give yourself
but
both, too.
also you got to understand though too. When we were young, we weren't balanced either though.
weren't
We were out
balanced
way the fuck more than we were supposed to be in.
Way the fuck out of pocket.
out of pocket, passed out, drunk somewhere with your friends.
My goodness, what I was doing at 15 and
That's
16
what I'm saying.
years old.
I told you my acid story. I was like, bro, I was fucking like 15 doing acid and shit and fucking.
Yeah, that's
you know what I
right.
mean? I'm like, yo, that like I was wilding, you know, and it ain't my
Yeah.
mama's fault. 'Cause my mother did no way, shape, or form push that on me. It was just, you know,
It was a factor. There was like
it was a lot of factors. Well,
Yeah.
one of them is like shit. I mean, when you're poor and your family got to go out and work, the kids take care of themselves.
Exactly.
Who the fuck are we asking for fucking
Hey,
guidance?
do you
It's
know
like,
how many times my mom had to fucking leave work to come swipe my fucking stupid ass up doing some shit or, you know what I mean? Like
we have Esther in custody over here.
I remember once she was on her way to an interview and she seen me somewhere and she was like, "What the fuck?" And she's like,
Yeah.
man, she embarrassed me. And then she took her ass
Snatched
to an
your ass
interview.
off the streets.
Yes. I'm like, Mom, believe me.
You gotta believe me, I wasn't out here. I'm not stoned.
Man.
Good old days.
I think about it as a mom though now. Oh.
You don't really realize when you're in the moment, but when you look at these kids now that were your age, you're like, yo, you look like little fucking babies. I was like, damn, I can't believe I was
baby then
We were all
too.
babies then. That's what I'm saying. It's like, god damn, I can't believe I was that age out here fucking wilding out.
Doing what I was doing. And motherfuckers were just like okay with it. Like
They're like, I'm doing it too. Don't
yeah.
trip.
You motherfucker, I'm in.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, say less. You know what I'm saying? Let's go drink Thunderbird at the park and fucking smoke
Man, what
weed.
was that colorful shit? It was like that MD 2020.
Yeah, let's go drink some Mad Dog 2020s.
Yeah, that went down smooth.
Jesus Christ. I bet you wouldn't say that if you drank one right now.
I'm embarrassed of myself.
You're all hella shamed. You come in there in a hoodie and some glasses trying to buy some MD 2020.
Hey, do they even sell that anymore? I haven't seen it.
They do. It's
Yeah?
there. Yeah, you know how they say they only keep shit in certain areas of the fucking certain
the
areas of the
demographics
city.
and shit,
exactly.
right?
You may not find it in most liquor stores, but if you go to like the ones that are more in the impoverished areas, you're gonna find that shit. You gonna it's definitely I've seen it.
Okay,
I've seen it.
I'll go around the corner.
I'll go around the corner. So wait a minute, this liquor store's in my neighborhood, so it's like
Okay.
no, it really is though. But
Yeah, no lie.
I was trying to give the people that don't know shit about that a roadmap to like if you ever want to find it, just like they say, the best tacos are always in the worst neighborhoods and shit.
Hey, I'm thinking of a taco spot. They set up shop right next to the fucking smoke shop. Like
Exactly.
man. Anywho,
they know. Hey, they know their customers. They're like, the potheads are going here, and as they leave here, the smoke shop, they're gonna come around this way.
I was so hungry coming home the other night. I'm like, God damn, should I stop right here? Just keep it moving.
It's danger.
I kept it moving. Yeah, it's not very
Your
safe
instincts,
to do it. Yeah.
See, once again, those instincts and those lessons.
I could have put myself out there and, you know what I mean, gotten some tacos and fed myself, and everything could have probably went, well enough. But then also, who knows?
You never know. The dark, shadowy figure in the background. You feel me? But this the paranormal hype we on. We gonna get into that. I wanted to start off light though. First, I want to get you warmed up. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to make sure that
How
we had
kind of you.
the right. You know what I'm saying? Primer, I guess you could say.
Where's those videos at? We need this in here now.
The
masterpiece.
The hand. It's a that's why it's that. That's why it is that. The hand gesture.
Gosh, that's gonna have to be for the 4th season.
Damn near, we're gonna have to incorporate that somewhere. I don't know how we're gonna do it. Maybe we'll do some no invite shirts with that on there or something.
Ooh.
So you know what I mean? So
Anywho.
top 5 favorite. You're into horror movies, right?
I am big time, actually. I love spooky movies.
Big
time. Like a lot. Like so much that I make my daughter watch them with me, and she's like 4.5 years old.
She's your movie buddy?
She was like, and whenever we watch a movie together, she was like, we could watch a spooky movie, but not one too spooky. And I'm like, all right, cool. Like, we could do that. And usually settle up with some Goosebumps or something, she's down with that.
That's terrible. Well, I would ask the same thing, and we'd put on like The Exorcist or some crazy shit.
See, that's what I was scarred with, and that's one of my top favorite movies, actually.
That's one of the fucking movies I hated when I was little. Go ahead though. So top 5. Top 5.
Dang, I don't want to bring back trauma.
Fuck
though.
yeah, let's bring back that trauma. This is all about paranormal and scary shit.
All right. So my top favorite one for sure is like the original Exorcist one, right? Where like he gets thrown out the window and all of that. And growing up, we didn't have subtitles. We didn't use subtitles. And so there was one part where the mom is in the hospital and she's like, Demi, why'd you do this to me, right? So we would always spook my brother like that and like say that to him and shit, right? And then once we grew up and watched it with subtitles, we see that she's saying it with a D and not a T. So we're like, he's like, see, it wasn't even for me. Anywho, that one's one of my favorite movies of all times. And
it's the scare.
Yeah, that one just lives, rent free here all the time.
The best movies are always the ones that you could use as a weapon against your sibling.
Right, exactly.
But we'll get into that later too.
Wow, you got some too. Huh?
Oh my God, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Everybody got that one. That's what we'll talk about later. Everybody got that one movie they'll run up out the room when they seen it when they're little. If you even heard the music, you're like, oh, hell no.
Yeah, The Exorcist would have done that to me if I was really scared like that. But I don't know. So that was one of them. And then in like no particular order, right? But just going is like The Exorcism of Emily Rose. That was another spooky one. That was like a little bit newer. I'm like really scared of the exorcism ones because I believe in the demons and like all that stuff, right? So it's kind of like, well, I mean, especially growing up too, I was pretty religious, and so all that shit was just like, a prayer away, like.
Yeah, for real. I think as you get older, the movies that scare you the most are the ones of the unknown that could possibly be real. Mm-hmm. Like, come on, Jason. Of Michael Myers. That shit don't scare me. It's entertaining.
Same.
Don't get me wrong. I like those movies when I was young and when I was little, when I didn't believe much, I was like, yo, those are scary as fuck to me, right? But I always tell people the most scariest shit that scares people nowadays are the things that could possibly happen. Mm-hmm. So that or the unknown, like you don't know if it's real or not, like you know where it keeps you on your edge. But go ahead.
So that one's probably
Emily Rose
because that one's like super like could be real, right? Mm-hmm. And then let's see. Oh, I just had a couple in my head I was thinking of. There's some Disney scary movie one. It's like The Boogeyman or something, and it's like a super cheesy one. And that one's one of them because it's cute, and I get to watch it with Grace, and I love watching movies with her.
Okay.
And then definitely Nightmare on Elm Street, the very first one, because it's super cheesy as fuck. I love how like they really tried and they did great for that time. But like, and back in the day, it scared the shit out of me for sure. But watching it as an adult, it just I'm just like watching it and I'm like, oh, okay, that's what you.
It's not as scary as before. Well,
like you heard the sound. Why would you go outside?
Yeah. Well, some movies don't age well, and some you gotta just respect them for what they are. Like you're saying, you're like, yo, at the time it was great. You know what I mean? This came out of this.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
exactly.
But yeah, what else? Got one more.
Okay, I have one more. I think, maybe like Sinister. That one, and like that little series right there. That one, I like that.
Once again,
like
something that might be like something that could happen. You're like, oh shit. You know what
I
mean?
told you.
Yeah. Okay.
What about you?
For me, the first movie that I could ever recall, and I remember watching it in the movie theater, and I had to be maybe like 2 years old, was Nightmare on Elm Street, the first one.
Oh yeah, so that was on your
I was
top
a baby.
two, huh?
Yeah, it's one of my top ones. I grew up on all that shit. Like we used to have a neighbor that they had HBO back then, which was like, oh, you got money, you balling if you got HBO.
Yeah, for sure. Tell me you're rich without telling me you got money, right?
Like to us, you were like, oh my God, we used to want to go to their house and just to watch HBO and watch the movies and shit. Because, back then, this is the era going and renting movies. You got to go rent VHS tapes and shit.
Blockbuster and shit.
Blockbuster or even just the local mom and pops, because they used to be those two and stuff like that. It's a trip. You ever seen the last Blockbuster?
What do you mean?
It's called The Last Blockbuster on Earth or in America or something. And remember the Blockbuster videos?
Yeah, I do.
It's a documentary.
Like a museum now or
what?
Yeah.
It's a documentary about it. There's no more Blockbusters.
No, I've never seen a movie about it.
Yeah, it's a movie about it. And I know you've heard about it. It's like in Alaska or something was the last official Blockbuster.
No way, motherfuckers.
Yeah, so now it's over, but they did a documentary about it and they start talking in it. They talk about how It came from how VHS started happening when that format was invented, and you could actually get movies at home, because before you could never get movies at home. If you think about it, you'd have to watch them in the theater and whatever, you know.
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, that's right.
And go back, and they'd have like they'd have movie theaters where they just play old movies, and you just go in there and pay, and you would watch, you know.
Oh, what a time!
Right? I'm sure it was the shit back then too, though. Like, don't get me wrong, but you know what I mean. So then it showed how, you know, the format was invented, and people started getting rich, and mom and pops were opening up and having a lot of success, and Blockbuster and all that other shit. So yeah, renting movies was a big thing for me, but we didn't have money to rent movies. So like I said, we would give our neighbor would just, they were hella cool. They would just dub tapes of all the movies that came on HBO and just slide them to us, because we had a VCR. So definitely that. I want to say Paranormal Activity, the marked ones.
Okay.
Have you seen that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was pretty good.
Yeah, those ones.
You know what I'm saying? I like those, that whole little run and shit, how it's all, you know what I mean? Definitely a Friday the 13th is gonna be something, because once again, that's my childhood. So to me, I always associate that with that. I liked American Werewolf in London.
I don't think I've seen that one.
It's a classic. It's old too. It's an old movie. So that's what, 3? Mm-hmm. And then Night of the Living Dead. I like the zombies crawling out the ground and shit.
I literally have dreams of like battling zombies. Like,
are you serious?
Swear to God.
Oh, we're gonna have to talk about that too. We'll talk about that later.
Oh my God.
What stresses you out? Like, you know what I mean? So yeah, so
that's 4.
Yeah, that's 4. And then the last one, there's a lot of good scary fucking movies. But I'll throw something new in there. I like the Conjuring series. Those are good.
Those ones were good.
Yeah, those are pretty good, and I like how they tie them in, and they just keep making them like a bigger story and stuff like that, because the actual people that it's based off were actually really...
They're real, based on real people.
Real people.
That would,
really
like,
doing
really
that.
go hunt demons and shit.
Imagine that shit. That's crazy, right?
Oh, no. Wow.
Yeah.
I do not want that job. That's like the number one job I don't want.
You're not hiring, I'm sure. You know
Not
what I'm saying?
hiring in a location near you.
Yeah,
No.
send us your resume. So, okay. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's a good roundup. That's a good collection of movies. I also wanted to ask you, though, too. We said it earlier. Everybody had that one fucking movie.
Oh, my God, yeah.
That one anything that would scare the shit out of them when they were kids, and they could not sit there. They'd run, break wide, whatever, cover their face. What was that movie for you?
No, I don't think I had anything like that.
You was never that scared when you were there?
No, fuck no. Come at me. No, I'm just kidding. Come on, let's hear it. Let's hear a little Martin Hood. No.
All of a sudden, we're real tough now, huh?
No.
Which Nick Cage are you now?
Oh my God, you're killing me. I can't remember literally anything that like scared me so much like that. Maybe just because I felt like I always had my siblings there to protect me. And so I never was ever like, if they weren't scared, then I wasn't scared.
Yeah, you were looking at them like,
yeah,
fuck that
maybe.
Shit.
And I remember them just scaring my other brother really bad all the time. And he was the one who's always getting spooked. And he was the scaredy cat, like who would pick on. I
think we all were, but we're different. We had different things that scared us, so we weren't all scared of the same shit.
Yeah.
Because we were terrible. We'd hide and jump out and scare each other and just do foul shit, right? So I think to me, the one thing that this was when I was little, I had to be like maybe 4 years old, 4 years old, would be the fucking Thriller video. That shit would creep me the fuck out.
Are you kidding me right now?
I'm 3 years old though at the time. I mean, not now. No, it's not like I'm scared now. I'm just saying, like, when I was little, and it was fucked up is my sisters and them knew that shit, so they would be like, and whenever it come on TV, they'd call me. They'd be like, "Hey, come in the room. They'd come here," and I'd come running in there. I'm a little kid, right? And then I'd hear the music and I'd run up out of there like, "Get the fuck out of here!" They used to torture me with that shit.
Oh my God! Thank you for sharing that with me. No.
I didn't share it just with you. I shared it with the world right now.
Thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah, just a little bit of childhood trauma, you know what I'm saying? It is scary shit, right? So, but yeah, no, that's when I was young, that's the only thing that really scared me. I used to watch the Exorcist movies when I was little. That shit didn't scare me. None of that shit scared me. I liked them because
Thriller.
but the Thriller video fucked me up. And I think it was because the zombies look so fucking,
Hey, I don't
real.
know if I'll ever like get you the same.
It's all right.
You're a little bit different now.
Hey, I was a kid, so call it what you want to. Like I said, you gonna look at me different.
Cool.
I was 3 years old, so look at me however you want to. Look at me however you want to.
I appreciate you for sharing that. That's so funny, the thrill there. That's so cute. I can a little imagine you being all scared and running out about the room real fast.
Yeah,
like,
hell yeah, I'd be scared of that shit. And looking back, it's like, yo, I don't know, I don't remember why I was scared of that shit, but maybe because
that shit's kind of creepy, actually.
It's creepy,
the
but I
music
think,
video, right?
Yeah, it's the video, not the song in general. But I knew if the song was playing, the video was like. But if I could hear the song without the video, put it that way, that didn't scare me. The song didn't scare me. It was the actual zombies and the wolf part. You feel me?
Yeah, that's the part that stands out in my head is the wolf part.
We turn to a wolf, and then the zombies start busting out their graves and shit like that. So yeah, I think that was it. Other than that, I was never really scared of much of anything else. Like I said, when I was young, little, I'd watch all the Friday the 13th movies, all the fucking Freddy movies, all the fucking the Exorcist, all that shit. That shit didn't scare me. I didn't lose no sleep or nothing. Yeah. But for some reason, shout out to zombies. You feel me? What
does make you lose sleep though?
Yeah. What does?
Yeah.
Oh shit. I don't know, man, but we gonna talk about that.
Have you ever experienced anything super scary? You were like, oh fuck, I can't go to sleep after that now.
Nah, not grown. Nothing scares me like that anymore.
Oh, I have.
But yeah?
Yeah, I had seen a ghost and it scared the fuck out of me. And it was right before bedtime and stuff, and so I was like, there's no way I'm about to go to sleep now.
You seen a ghost? Where you see that?
Yeah, at my friend's house. Her house is big time haunted.
Are you serious?
Dead serious. I'm not the only one have seen things inside of her home. Her mom's home, to be specific. It's I don't know, I was going to the restroom and I walked into the bathroom and I straight up seen a man's face there, and I was like, oh no, and I ran away down the hallway, this dark hallway, and that was the one time that I seen him. That was the time that I lost some sleep over it for sure, because I was
that's different.
I was like, let's go smoke a little bit. Can we calm down? Everybody was like, what do you mean we're calm? And I'm like, I'm not. It was super spooky to me. I am not okay with seeing things that are not real, or things that aren't really there, or things that shouldn't be there, or
things that you can't explain. It's the
things
unknown.
That I can't explain.
Yeah, they're what the fuck is that? It's not supposed to be real, or you don't think it's real because you never seen it. But these things, I believe they're real. Now, I mean, you read the holographic universe, right?
Yeah, totally.
So you know how they explain that things like that could be real, you know what I mean? It may not be exactly that they're ghosts, but maybe they're reflections of spirits from another dimension. You do what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But to keep it short, I mean, I've had crazy dreams. I used to have dreams of cataclysmic world things that happen. I remember one time the dream started off kind of you ever seen Inception? Mm-hmm. And I'm inside of a store. Most of my dreams revolve around San Francisco, Pittsburgh, and a couple other places that I've lived, because I feel like I left pieces of my soul there. You feel what I'm saying? So when I dream, they're usually in that setting. Probably because it was also the best times of my life too. You know what I mean? So I would dream of being in these places. So I'm in the Mission, where I grew up at when I was little, and I'm looking from inside the store out, because it's glass storefront. If you ever watched the Mission, you've been down the Mission, and you see how all the stores are, and it's basically just a storefront, glass door, whatever. And if they got the roll down doors, they do. Excuse me. So I'm looking outside of it, and I see people running, and I'm with, I think, my niece or something, and my nephew, and I believe what they say. I'm with my niece and my nephew, and we're we go in the store. We're like, hey, can we use the bathroom? He's like, hell no, you can't use the bathroom. Hell no, I'm getting the fuck out of here. And it's come on, we need to use the restroom. And he's like, do whatever you want. And the people are leaving, but they're escaping out the back way. So I tell my niece and my nephew, I was like, fuck it, let's go find your mom. Let's go find everybody else. And as we run out the store, we see just people running for dear life down the street, whatever, down the Mission, going towards where the freeway's at. And I'm running with them, and as I'm running, you could just see water slowly coming over the houses, like slow, not just like pushing through the houses, but like rising, like it's getting a little higher. You can see it coming. Eventually, it's gonna break over the roofs of these buildings and fall on us, right? And you see people running, and then I see my family, I see my sisters and a couple other people. I'm like, hey, where you going? They're like, oh, we gotta go this way. We start running, and you just start seeing the like more and more of the city and everything getting swallowed up by water, and it's like massive though. Like, so I would always have weird dreams like that. Dreams like those would scare me, but then I'd also at the same time dreaming in my. I have a weird thing, a default. Maybe it's just because of what I know. It's like when a dream gets too heavy for me to like deal with, I just wake myself up. You know what I mean? Which kind of sucks because I'll be wanting to see what happens, and it doesn't always happen. But sometimes you just, because sometimes I'm gonna keep it funky with you. Sometimes I have a lot of times where I don't remember anything, but sometimes I have some horrible dreams. You know what I mean? And more than not often. You feel what I'm saying? So, so having those kind of dreams and stuff is like, I don't know. I guess I've default woke myself up or what. But even recently I've had an issue with sleep paralysis. It happened. It doesn't happen all the time. The last time was recent, but the time before that was probably like 2-3 years ago. And I'll tell you about that first time. In that instance, for me, when I feel sleep paralysis, I feel like I'm sleeping, but I'm still very conscious of what's going on around me, so I could hear the surroundings. I could almost even, how when you sleep, you're supposed to like black out and you can't see no light. I can still see the light and everything, but I'm asleep. And that's usually when I'll experience it. And I remember I was working graveyard at my job. I came outside. It had to be like 2 a.m, something like that, 2:30, and we take lunch like, around that time. I head out and I was like, I'm tired. I'm going to take a fucking nap in the car for 30 minutes. So I go in the car and take a nap. And I just feel like I wake up and I'm feel the car shaking. And I open the door and I step out. And I start running towards the job because we're having an earthquake. And at the same time, I'm like trying to get up because it felt real. This is a dream, by the way, but it felt so fucking real that I'm trying to wake myself up because I'm thinking it's really happening. And I just remember my head and my shoulders feeling like 1,000 fucking pounds. Like I couldn't even lift my head off the thing. I'm paralyzed, stuck. And I started feeling like I was like, fuck it. If I'm stuck, I'm not going to fight it. And I stopped trying to fight getting up and I started falling back asleep. But once again, I fell into that half awake, half asleep thing. And I could feel somebody staring at me, and I'm outside in the parking lot sleeping in my car. So I don't know who the fuck's in there or who the fuck's around or whatever the case. So I could feel somebody staring at me. And once again, I'm like, yo, I'm trying to open my eyes to see who the fuck it is. Can't open my eyes. My head feels like 1,000 fucking pounds, like hella heavy, da-da-da-da. And I'm just sitting there fighting it until my watch goes off. Because I set my alarm on a watch so it touches me, so it'll wake me up for real instead of like my phone. Sometimes you can't feel it vibrate. So my watch goes off and I'm slowly, I wake up and I break free from that shit. So it's like 3 a.m, 3 and some change. I go inside. No, not even 5 minutes later, my coworker comes inside and it's like, hey, somebody fucking broke into my truck, stole my shit. And we're like, yo, when did that happen? He goes, just right now. I was parked right next to him.
Oh.
So that feeling that I got, that somebody was staring at me, was probably the motherfucker that was breaking into shit, and he was probably sitting there watching me. Yeah. And who knows, like it could have been whatever keeping me paralyzed, keeping me from waking up and confronting this motherfucker. Who knows what could have happened, or it could have just been me, just just timing of everything that it just happened the way it did for whatever reason. But that was like one of the weirdest feelings right there. I was just like, I feel something staring at me, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I know something's there. And it's like when you're in between, they call it like, what do they call that? When you come out of your body? Astral projecting, right? I feel like that's what happens when you dream.
Okay, so that's what it reminded me of. Like, I smiled while you're telling me your story, right? And it wasn't because you couldn't.
I'm hilarious.
breathe.
Just say. I mean, even though I am. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, that's debatable. No, I'm just kidding. But no,
Roll past that.
It's like a speed bump. No, but I read a little bit about astral projecting because it's interesting to me.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I've read is that when people who have experienced astral projection, they say that they feel like an earthquake sensation before they really get out of their body and go on their projection or whatever. Yeah. And so that's what it made me think of, like, maybe like that's a step away from astral projecting, or even how you said you can wake yourself up. Like, that's kind of fucking talented. Like, I don't think everybody could really like wake themselves up so much. And then also it reminds me of like lucid dreaming, when you could wake yourself up, because if you could wake yourself up, then you could tell yourself, hey, you're dreaming, take control of your dream. Like, I'm a fucking weirdo and I want to be in control of like all this shit, right? Like,
a little bit of control issues. That's
So in my dreams, I want to be in control of them. So I've tried to like lucid dream a little bit, so that way I can be in control of my dreams. And I've only been able to do it once. It's really hard, I feel like, but maybe you might have more success. I don't know.
I've always, honestly, my whole life, I've always had a thing about dreams, and dreams have always been, I've seen the future and my future in the dreams. You know what I mean? Like, I've had where they say deja vu, and you're like, where did I remember this? I've been here somewhere. Yeah, you've been there in your dreams before. You know what I mean? And you've seen it again. That's why you remember it. And in my opinion, that's how my deja vu has always worked. And even then, in my dreams, I've always it's just weird. Like, they always felt as real as ever. And for the longest, I did have control in my dreams. I could just be like, you know what, I'm out of here, and fly away and shit. Like, weird shit. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
I think it probably was astral projecting, because when I woke up, like I said, I had the dream first that there was an earthquake, and I jumped out of my car and I started running towards the job. Like, you know what I mean? That I felt that, and I felt real, like I was really out there. But then the minute that my body was trying to tell me, okay, get up, I couldn't. So I knew I was
it's just a dream.
I was dreaming. Yeah. Sometimes you can't always tell, right?
Yeah.
And I think that was my body's maybe natural reaction, also to like keep me from fucking getting up and sleepwalking in my dreams and shit. You know what I mean? So yeah, I felt it, and I broke free from it. No, I felt it, and I know I couldn't break free from it. I'm like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just embracing it, and I relaxed, stopped trying to get up, and then I went back to sleep, sort of. But I was still in that weird realm where I could, like I said, I know I'm sleeping, but I'm also very aware of what's going on around me. I could hear the light is right there. I could tell where I'm, orientated. I could tell I'm in a car, all that shit. So, yeah, it happened, and it was weird, and I was like, yo, I'm like, I don't like this feeling. And then the second time, the most recent time it happened, I'm in my room and I'm sleeping, and it's like 3 a.m. again. They say that's like when the veil between the spirits and the spirit world and out here is the thinnest, and that's when they cross over and shit. So I'm like, it's like 3 a.m. Same thing. I don't know what the fuck I was dreaming. I don't even remember what I was dreaming of. I just know I had to get up, and I'm trying to get up, and I couldn't. And then it was a different kind of fucking sleep paralysis. This time my body could move. Like, I was moving like this, like trying to, get up. But every time I breathed, it felt like I couldn't breathe. I felt like I was underwater.
Oh no.
And I was like, like 3 times, and I one more time, and then I remembered the same thing. I was like, fuck it, I can't beat this. I'm gonna just relax. And I relaxed. And then,
you're gonna fucking die in your
and it just let me go. You know what I mean? I think if it was a spirit, if it was a spirit and it was trying to torment me, because that's pretty much all it can do. It was trying to torment me. If that's what it was, then when I let go and was just like, fuck it, do whatever you want to do, it's just like, this motherfucker is fucking sick fuck, though, getting off on my misery. I started like, yeah. I was like, yeah, sit. I was like, I hope you're a lady. You know what I'm saying? I got something for you to sit on. You know what I'm saying?
A demon lady.
Yeah, demon. Let me show you my horns.
She's like, I'm already sitting on it.
Oh shit. Well, you better fucking handle it then. Shit, you're gonna fucking violate me and shit. Nah, but know, fuck that. She must have been a big bitch because she was sitting on my chest. I couldn't breathe and shit. You know what I'm saying? The bitch must have weighed like 300 pounds.
No.
Fuck that. Hell no, I ain't going out like that, man. They gonna say about me. Tell them Large Marge sent you.
You wouldn't be proud to go out like that? Like
I would, but not no big bitch sitting on my chest. I don't got nothing against big bitches. I'm just saying, like she didn't feel like she was sitting on my dick because everybody had wet dreams before. You know the difference. You know what I'm saying?
Making her weight shifted appropriately or whatever.
Hell nah. She was trying to do some shit that I wasn't with. That's why I was struggling to fight that shit. Like hell nah.
And you're like, go ahead.
Like hell no, you got too much. You got too much ass to be trying to 6'9" me right now. You can fuck around and envelop my whole head and shit. You know what I'm saying? But whatever it was, like I said, I let it go. And I really do feel that though. In my dreams, I really feel. I can't control everything, but I feel like more times than not, I'm aware that I'm dreaming.
That's cool. That's way cool.
You know what I mean? And I've had fucking weird ass dreams, like I said, horrible shit. Well, what about you though?
One that really stands out to me is like I have like really crazy like end of the world type of dreams often. Yeah. And one of the most recent ones that stands out was I was driving on the freeway in my dream, and I have like my nieces. It's always my nieces that I'm like trying to save their life. Not even my own kids. Yeah. Yeah. Anywho, but the hills were on fire. Like the whole hills were on fire, and I remember seeing like like the freeway sign. Mm-hmm. It was just like completely like in fire, and I was thinking like as I was driving away, like, oh my god, like this is the end of the world for sure. Like, and then maybe there was like fires that had happened, and I seen on the fucking news the like right next to the freeways were on fire. Like how you said like that, like the future has happened in your dreams. Like for sure the future has happened in my dreams before too. Like it's so great, and especially when I stopped smoking weed, I can remember my dreams so well. Like my brother was just telling me, he was like, it's a block, you know, that you could be tapping into so much more if I were to just not a little bit. And I was like, I guess, but what's the fun in that? I could just take some shrooms and even it out. Like,
yeah, and you know what? It is though. It is a block, but there's also ways that you could do it. It's everybody that's sober don't remember their dreams neither though.
No, yeah, exactly.
You have to do things to train your mind,
because it could also like encourage them too at the same time, you know. So, but I don't know. I love and I hate that I remember my dreams so well. Like I think that I've said before that like dreams are great, you know, but nightmares are dreams too. You know, like,
real shit. No, real shit. I mean, I think the thing that's crazy about dreams is that you could have some shit that's fucking super out of pocket, and then you could also have another dream that is like real chill, and I've had dreams where
euphoric.
I was and you're just like, wow, a couple wet dreams, you know what I'm saying? And those too back in the day, you know what I mean?
Back in the day, yesterday.
Back in the day, when I was getting I wasn't all the way paralyzed, I was just getting that sleep paralysis. My arms still work, but I mean when it comes to that
but like, wait, hold on, let me go back real fast. When you have a wet dream, do you legit come?
Yeah, like, that's what a wet dream is.
But like in your dream, you're like, oh, you feel it, and then like you wake up and you're like, oh my god, I just came.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to clarify.
Yeah,
sorry, I've never. I'm not a guy, so I've never.
Well, how do female wet dreams? Y'all don't come in your dreams, or you just wake up?
I only came one time in my dream, and I was completely astonished. I was like, Lord, take me back. Whatever demon that was, like.
Terrible. The whole time the demon thinks he's tormenting you. Esther's just like, yeah.
But I mean, usually, no, I don't. Like, it's just a fucking tease. But I mean.
No, for guys, I mean, because obviously guys don't get wet. You know what I'm saying? For us, our wet dreams consist of, you know.
I mean, I've seen some. Never mind.
I don't even want to fucking know. On God, we're gonna say that for your podcast. You need to give the people what they want, but
okay. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, when it comes to God, I don't want to know none of that shit. But no, for us, you have them, and it's just like it's usually a sexual encounter. You know what I mean? It's usually a sexual encounter. And I think it's probably just a lot of dry humping that makes you fucking. You know what I mean?
In real life.
Yeah, like when you're asleep is what I'm saying.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And that's it. Like I ain't had a wet dream since I was damn near in my 20s, to be honest with you. You know what I mean?
That's fun.
You know, but you never know. You know what I'm saying? It says God. What's it called? I seen a meme the other day. It said, "Fuck." How did it say it? But it's basically saying, I can't even remember. I'm fucking late.
I had my wet dream when I was pregnant. You know how
Oh,
they
yeah?
say pregnant women have like super crazy dreams? It's for sure true. And that was like, I think that's why I was able to actually get all the way there. Was because I was pregnant, you know what I mean? Otherwise, who knows if
hormones were already jumping around crazy and shit. Yeah. No, yeah. I wonder, like, it's wild how you could have a terrible, scary dream, and then at the same time, like, I'm just amazed at how the body works. Mm-hmm. It's like you're able to generate all these things, and they say dreams is just you processing your everyday shit, but it's like, you know what I mean, for it to be able to cause you to feel paralyzed, for it to fucking make you bust a fucking nut, you know what I'm saying, and all kinds of shit. It's just like, it's a trip.
There's more to it. There has to be like more to it.
I really feel like I said, like, I hope you like that book. Like,
I do.
There's
I am
another one.
enjoying it.
Once you're done, I got another one for you. It's called The Possible Human.
Okay.
I got these from my cousin. So shout out my cousin. You know what I mean? He slid me these books, and I enjoyed them, and I just be rotating them with people that like books and stuff like that, because I know that I know are gonna read them. You know what I mean?
But yeah, that's
the holographic universe is a little heavy. You know what I mean?
is.
Because it comes down to a lot, but
it's real scientific.
yeah, and it's because it's just trying to explain all the things that they say is unexplainable in this world.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically telling you a way that how it's possible.
I feel kind of a little bit different after reading it, honestly. Like,
What, a little disillusioned about religion and how the world works?
Yeah. It's kind of, I don't know. I'm just like, wow, am I a different person now because of one book? Like, but that's what it could be, though. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a bad thing at all, because I am enjoying very much who I am, and the more that I'm, learning and whatnot. But it's crazy to think like how much I used to. I don't know, like, because even now thinking about like ghosts and things like that, like, are they really ghosts, or like, are they just another image that's being, photo like on top of it or whatever, like, I don't know. It's wild. It's wild.
Well, think about it like this. Think about this. Is that as far as us, how we were just saying earlier, it's like, sometimes it's mind-boggling or fucking hard to comprehend why something is a certain way, especially if you never dealt with it before. You know what I mean? So like when you seen the ghost, maybe it wasn't a ghost at all. Maybe it was just a little glare of something else, another dimension, a person that was probably alive. Who the fuck knows? But who knows how you got to see it? But the fact is that you saw it. Your mind and how our minds work as humans, like, we put together, like, we run off survival, you know what I mean? So, your instinct was like, it's something scary, something, protect yourself, like, oh, hell no, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know what it was, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I took I felt the same way after reading that book, because I felt like kind of like played by life and shit, as far as like how people think and what's really real and what's really capable, like. But at the same time, I also took it with a grain of salt. It's like, if it is what it says it is, then we're here to experience shit.
Yeah.
And we're here to, I don't have to blindly follow anything in order for me to believe in it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And I don't have to feel bad because maybe there is no heaven or hell. You know what I mean? And what I do is based on me and how I feel and how I treat people. So that's really how I feel like, regardless of how things are set up. You know what I mean? So
I think so too.
It did make me feel like that for a while, but I think more than anything, it gave me a little bit of understanding now. So now I know why people cling to religion, or people need religion. Excuse me, not cling, but need religion, because it's something that gives them like stability.
It gives them like a reason, maybe, or
just it gives them a reason. It gives them stability. It helps them make sense.
Purpose.
Well, make sense of the world. You know what I mean? Because this world doesn't make
really
sense.
what it is. Yeah,
and it helps them. You know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Can't.
And it's hard. You know what I mean? And then when you start knowing more, and there's so much more to it than just simple black and white. You know what I mean? Then you're just like I've said it plenty of times on things like people go through their social media phases. They start off with pictures of scenic shit, and then they jump from that memes, and then you start seeing a lot of people get woke. People that you never thought were into certain shit, you start seeing them get woke online. They start believing in consciousness and manifesting and all kinds of stuff. And then you start seeing them like going through their social media journey, because for better or worse, the internet and social media and everything is a way to spread information, and you start learning about new ideas and things and angles that you never really thought about that exist. So you start shaping the like you're like, yo, you start to realize that, damn, my whole life, the way I thought, it's not that it may not necessarily be bad, but it's like, yo, there's so much more to life than what I'm just thinking. So, it's a defense mechanism almost, you know what I mean? Like how people, you know what I mean, with the shit, like, So, anything else? Anything, any other experience you've had with paranormal shit that you could think of? You're looking like, right now, you just looked at me like excited Nick Cage right now.
That's kind of a creepy look, I think.
You were like, like when I started asking you, like, what the fuck is he gonna ask right now?
Stop, I'm never wearing this shirt again.
That shit's dope.
I like it a lot. It's one of my favorite shirts for sure. I'm just
Don't change the subject.
All my hair here for you, okay?
That's fine. Sorry, the dogs do that too, so it's cool.
So no, I don't think that there's any other scary, spooky things that, one of my friends says that my house is haunted, but I don't think so.
Some people could see shit,
She says that she could see things and that she can feel things, and that, she's like, intuitive is how she calls it. And I believe her, But I'm just like at the same time, I'm like, show me the fucking Carfax,
Yeah.
Have you ever thought that about your house or somewhere? Like, have you ever wanted to see the fucking history on it? Or am I just a nosy?
I mean, yeah, but I don't think necessarily that always is good. Just because something happens or in or around the house doesn't necessarily. I just feel like it depends on what kind of energy is stored there. Like, so if the person, I feel like if something happened to a person in here, if they have extreme attachment to this place, then they'll probably stick around.
So what I think in my head, and this is me just being a super weird, okay, is what if this old woman killed herself in my bathtub? Because when I take a bath, sometimes I feel weird, like I'm not alone or something, and like
Freddy's glove's gonna come out the water.
I don't know, and I really want to know, like, did somebody fucking die in my house? Did she die in the bathtub? Like, and it's just curiosity to me, like, I don't know. I would really, like, even like, say a whole ass murder and stuff and crimes and things have happened at my home. Not all of that is going to stay, and there's probably even more stuff that happened before they built the house on that land, right? Who knows? Yeah. But I'm just curious. I'm a nosy girl, I think. I
mean, it's interesting regardless.
It's interesting.
But how I treat stuff like that, it's like, yo, I don't give a fuck what you do. You want to be in here and you want to inhabit this area with me? Go the fuck ahead. Don't just leave me the fuck alone. You know what I mean? I don't care. They ain't bothering me. Go ahead, man. You want to fucking, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But if I got to see you, if I got to hear you, that's a problem. You're going to have to leave, man. We're going to sage this house. We're going to crack the windows open. We're going to bust the sage out. We're going to say, I'm talking about, we're going to get you up out of here. Send you on your way. Now,
it's true. That's a good rule of thumb, I guess.
If it ain't bothering me, it's cool. Do what you want to do. You guys can have this motherfucker from 3 a.m. to wherever. You know what I mean? Just, when it's time for me to get up.
We'll take shifts.
Yeah. Nah, because I felt presences before and stuff like that, and they're not always malicious presence. Sometimes you just feel like something's there.
Yeah, like I said, I just don't feel alone. Yeah. Like, it's not like I feel like somebody's gonna hold me under the
water.
water.
Like this, like.
There's that too. They're always watching, but
that's hilarious.
More than that.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't really got a lot more. I feel like I told them so far, all of them.
That's that, huh?
I've had just, like I said, I've had like premonitions and shit that's happened in my dreams that's happened that came true. So I think I talked about that as well. So to me, my thing is, like I was saying earlier, is like, to me, the scariest shit is always when it's a possibility. So I think that's what bothers us about our dreams. Sometimes we'll have some outlandish ass dreams and we'll be like, oh, this ain't shit. You know what I mean? Whatever. Like, but then you fucking have other dreams that hit close to home, and you're like, yo, this shit could really happen. And even though you know it's a dream and you can't take it literal, those dreams that sit with you during the day and even in the evening, or has you maybe even rethinking certain things, you know what I mean, are the ones that you know, are really, to me, unexplainable. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, they're explainable, but it's just like, those are the ones that really hit you the hardest.
They're heavy.
Yeah.
They're heavy. Like some dreams, that's a good kind of way to say it, I guess, is that some dreams are more heavy than others, you know? Like some are real light and carefree, you know, like this Nicolas Cage.
And apparently some are real horny, too, because they be doing shit to us when we're fucking sleeping and shit.
Yeah, I'm with it. No, come
you're like, go ahead.
My dreams, motherfucker.
She's like, I'm gonna leave the window unlocked, so you know, I'm gonna just lay here. You know what I'm saying? So
shit, not in this hood. I can't leave the window unlocked. No.
It don't matter. They don't need the window anyways. They just go through the wall and shit. But look, it's the No Invite podcast. I think we're good. You know what I mean? I think we did a damn good job. We're doing what we're supposed to be doing. So, Hot Mama, how can they find you?
Go follow my tie-dye. It's totally tie-dyed designs on Instagram. I mean, it happens once a goddamn month, okay? And here we are again. I told you guys last week.
Well, judging by how you're acting now and last week, I'm assuming that you're closer to that time of the month than any other time. You know what I mean?
Do you have any chocolate?
You too? What is it with females and chocolate though? What was that?
I don't know. Just give me chocolate. I'm just kidding. Yeah, go follow my tie-dye. Totally tie-dyed designs on Instagram.
And there you have it. Y'all already know what it is. This is the No Invite podcast. This is episode 106, right? Episode 106. This is a little bit of paranoia, something for your Halloween tonight. We're going to drop it ASAP for the morning to get you primed up. Hopefully somebody sits on your chest while you're sleeping, voluntarily, of course, with consent. You know, and hopefully a ghost violates you too with consent in your sleep. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, it's the No Invite podcast. You can find us on Instagram at no_invite_podcast. You can also go to our YouTube channel. That's where we need y'all the most. Subscribe, like, slander us in the comments, whatever. But check out the podcast there. We drop all the audio as well as the Zoom visuals and any other visual content that we have on RiBirth Media Films, which includes vlogs, you know, shit like that, all kinds of things of that nature. And yeah, then you could also go to all your favorite podcasting platforms and type in No Invite Podcast. You can find us there. And this is what the fuck we do. We're in rare podcasting form. We're about to drop 2 fucking episodes on your fucking head at the same time on the same day. I'm gonna overload Tony. Tony gonna be like, what the fuck? Because Tony does all the posting for the you know, shout out producer Tony. She runs the Instagram account. So she does all the posting, so I send her all the stuff, you know what I mean, that we get the audio clips. And
I think we gave her a heads up, like, hey, it's gonna be a busy week.
I didn't give her a heads up last week, and we dropped too.
You're a fucking scumbag.
But you know what it is though? I'm very like
very last minute.
I'm not last minute. This is, I'm instinctual. You know what I'm saying? So like today we was only planning this one, and then somebody's like, we got a podcast next week scheduled. I'm like, but I was like that. I was gonna kind of have to go out my way to kind of do it like with Marley, but I was gonna fulfill my commitment. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, I got you next Sunday, because I was gonna be out of town, so I was gonna take my laptop and do a Zoom. But then he's like, hey, can we change it? So I was like, perfect, let's knock it out now. You know what I mean? So I didn't mean to hit her with double ups back-to-back weeks.
Or
but,
did you?
Maybe I did. You know what I'm saying? Hey, hold this. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you ever seen one of these before? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So who knows? You know what I mean? But shout out producer Tony. Shout out producer Patty. We just had a conversation. Hopefully we'll have her in the building sometime soon. It'd be dope to get her in here. We're going to be working with a lot of people. So shout out KR Smacker. You know what I'm saying? We got some stuff in the works. I'm not going to say too much. We're just going to let y'all find out. This is the No Invite podcast, and this is the season 3, the motherfucking progression. Get at us.